last performer, storyteller, playwright is the very bubbly and amazing human being. She's back for more with SOULO. She did it earlier since the pandemic started. And I'm just going to throw it over to Siobhan in the Rotary.
My 11-year-old brain is not understanding. After Dad leaves, we don't really go anywhere anymore, at least not around the Rotary. Mom is really afraid to go around the Rotary. We used to go around with Dad all the time. The Rotary is 15 minutes away from our small house with exits that lead everywhere. It's mystical to me. The Rotary is freedom. You can go around and go to other parts of Halifax and Nova Scotia and the world. With Dad, we go to other parts. We go to downtown Halifax. We go across the bridge. We go to Cape Breton. Mom's fear has turned her motionless. Daily, she pours fear from a rum bottle into her glass. There must be something scary that happened around the Rotary. Her fear grows weekly. My dad, he isn't afraid like Mom is. I remember sitting on the back of my dad's motorcycle. My hands are clasped around his belly, and we're just riding around the crescent. We don't have helmets on because we're riding real slow. And I am amazed at his left hand using the clutch and his left foot switching the gears and his right foot using the brakes and his right hand, vroom, vroom, using the throttle. I could never ride a motorcycle. I'm really clumsy. My dad loves to tell me the story of when I fell down the basement stairs and landed in a bucket. He says it fixed my lazy eye. And after 2 more concussions, I know I could never ride a motorcycle. I am 16 and I just got my driver's license. In driver's ed, we go around the Rotary all the time. In fact, we go around the Rotary to downtown Halifax in a snowstorm. We go around the Rotary to drive over the bridge. We go around the Rotary to go to St. Margaret's Bay to see the rocks and the oceans. I tell Mom this, and I say, I can drive us around the Rotary. As she pours another glass of fear, she says, we're not going around the Rotary. You are not to drive around the Rotary. I drive to the Rotary anyway. The Rotary is freedom from my mother's small world. Where did you go? Oh, we just went to the mall down the street. My lies sit on my chest, wet and heavy like a blanket. I want to say, no, Mom, I actually went around the Rotary and I went to Dartmouth over a bridge. I sat at the rocks at St. Margaret's Bay. I'm not going to be afraid like you when I grow up. But I can't tell her that. She will tell me in slurred words that you are a terrible daughter and I resign as your mother. It's 2006. I am single, 42, and no kids, just the way I want it. I have made it from the Atlantic coast to the Pacific coast. I am learning how to ride a motorcycle because I never thought I could. I take a 4-day motorcycle course. On Vancouver Island, the pace is slow and the roads are safe and scenic. I ride for 2 years on my classic 1979 Honda 400 CB. I sell my Honda when I moved to Vancouver in 2008. I can't ride a motorcycle in Vancouver. The roads are crazy, the traffic is insane, and it's too busy. My gut tells me to keep my gear, and I schlepp that gear around for 4 years. In 2012, I meet a man who leaves me a loaf of homemade bread and a single red rose on my doorstep after our first date. I marry him. He also happens to be a motorcycle instructor. So I retake the course again in 2013, and I buy a 2013 Honda 500 CRB. My husband asks me if I want to go ride. We've just put insurance on the motorcycle, but I don't feel like riding. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. In all honesty, I'm afraid of the traffic in Vancouver. Instead, I ride around my little neighborhood and on the safe streets where the traffic is quiet. My arms feel like stone when I try to turn onto a busy road. My motorcycle sits in the garage. It's 2014. We spend money for insurance. We spend money for maintenance. It's 2015, and we spend money on insurance and money on maintenance. It's 2016, and we spend money on insurance and money on maintenance. I don't even know what I'm afraid of. I've jumped out of planes and traveled the country, yet the motorcycle feels like a big can't in my garage. It's 2018. I have to ride it or sell it. And I look at the reality of that. I am on the back of my husband's motorcycle for the rest of my life, a passenger to his excitement, a failure to myself. What is wrong with me? My self-esteem is slowly sinking like a setting sun. 1 minute it's there, and the next, it's unreachable. I'm afraid of riding through a tunnel. I'm afraid of riding over a bridge. I'm afraid of going 90 kilometers on a highway. Oh my God. I am my mother. Oh my God. I'm afraid to drive around the Rotary. I can't live my mother's life. I won't be that person who's afraid of life. More than that, I have to believe in myself. I've conquered so many fears. I just can't stop now. I decide to just get on my motorcycle and ride. As I calmly put on my protective gear, I channel skydiving Siobhan. She can do this. Let's just ride for 20 minutes and come back. Let's just ride for half an hour and come back. Let's turn left onto that busy road instead of staying on this boring neighborhood road. My husband has waited patiently for this moment. We ride over that bridge. We ride through that tunnel. We ride fast on the highways. 2 weeks ago, I just rode Destination Highway in British Columbia, a winding, heavily treed, mountain-ringed coastal valley road. And I did it because I am not afraid of the Rotary.